women's greatest fear is being alone, not being with the wrong person. And our greatest fear is being with the
Okay, I want to touch on this topic that Andrew Schulz is talking about. And, I do think he's a total douchebag, but I thought this was a great thing to stitch. Um, the reality is that this statement would have been true in the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and half of the 90s. But in 2025, women are not afraid of being alone. Women are afraid of being with the wrong man, okay? It's like, it's crazy how men like to sit and talk about women's ideals and tell other men how to treat women and what women think. And they never ever ask a competent, educated, self-knowing woman. It's weird to me. Anyways, all this to say, in 2025, women are not wanting to sacrifice for the wrong man. And we are now the ones that are like, nah, I don't want to be in a relationship just to be left destitute, be left pregnant and a single parent when I could just be single by myself. Be single as you go out and you go find whoever the hell you're going to have on the side, because that makes me single anyways. Like, women typically will sacrifice more in a relationship. And it just is what it is. Y'all sacrifice your freedom. You sacrifice some of your income. But women are sacrificing their bodies. If you're having a family and you're the mother, you have to sacrifice your entire creative path. Whatever you went to school for and thought you were going to be when you grew up, you are looked at as the primary caregiver of those little people. And that it just is what it is. So you're sacrificing your body, your career path, your autonomy. A lot of times we're sacrificing the ability to build protection for ourselves in the future because of our now not having to work. We're sacrificing our ability to get in retirement for ourselves, to have a life after the kids. And women are starting to see, because of our mothers, our grandmothers, our great-grandmothers, and society, that sometimes it's better to just bet on yourself and be single. And what these men don't understand is that you keep having these ideas about women in 2025 that only apply to back then. It was only back then when women needed a man to survive. It was only back then when women had to hold on and hunker down and do what they needed to do for the family. Half of these women went to college just to find a husband. They didn't go because they really wanted to be there. And if they did, they were really considered an outcast. Women would literally go get law degrees on paper or, doctorates or whatever, just to meet a man and then forget that they ever went to school. Women didn't have bank accounts until the 70s. Now that women have financial autonomy and can do for themselves, we now are the ones that are like, I don't want to pick the wrong person because my sacrifice is greater. And studies show that women, when we take care of a man or are in partnership with a man long term, it takes years off of our lives and adds the years onto yours. So if I'm a take life away from myself, literally, it needs to be for somebody that is really worth it. It needs to be for somebody I can trust, depend on, rely on, look to, respect, all of the things. And unfortunately, right now, I feel like men are in a space where they don't want to be alone. They don't want to have to, the fact that men brag on television about paying for says that they don't want to be alone. The fact that they have created this mindset to think that it's cool to be like, well, I pay for it. I got da 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 da. That shows me how fearful men are of being alone. Women are cool to do it. We are so cool to do it. It actually adds to our lifespans. It makes us look younger. We are healthier when we are alone. This is science. It literally has been proven. So no, we're not going to choose men. There still are pick-me-ishes in the world. God save them. And that's fine. If you want to be the woman that's ironing your clothes for the side chick so your man can smash, just so you can say you got a ring on your finger, then please go ahead, be that person. Everybody has a journey. But most of the women, and now the stats are somewhere around 53%, even though it was projected to be about 38% in 2025, we are now at 53%, are like, no, I'm cool. I'll be by myself. I don't need to do all that. The stress, the drama, the mistrust, I don't need to do it. And it's not just here in America. 4B started in China before women in America even was like, yeah, no, I'm good. So these kind of conversations are just crazy to me because it's like they're still applying 1950s and 60s, 70s concepts to 2025. And we're so far past that.